Hey folks, Colton Woods with Colton Woods Horsemanship, and I wanted to help you guys along your journey here. And a lot of folks have reached out to us. They're asking, how can I get that internship? How can I get that working student position? I'm getting ready to graduate college and I want to go work for this person. I want to work with this organization. How can I get my foot in the door now, or how can I prepare myself better to be able to work with the absolute best people in the industry that I'm interested in? And so I wanted to share with you guys how you can definitely do this, how you can go to work for somebody in the business with little to no experience. You can go work for the number one, number two, number three person in the industry and know very little about how to do exactly what they do. Whether that means that you don't know how to train a Grand Prix dressage horse, or you aren't a veterinarian but you want to be the best, you want to work with the best repro vets in the country, or whatever it is in the equine industry that you would like to do. I want to share with you guys how you can do that with little to no experience. And the answer is not super popular, but it's very practical. And I'm going to explain to you why it's very practical, because this answer is going to be very practical because you're wanting to go work with the best, right? The top 5, let's call it, people in your space that you're interested in. So you want to go work with these people, but you have little to no experience. And so there are certain things you are good at, right? You might be able to go get coffee. You might be able to pick stalls. You might be able to clean up the laboratory. There are things that you can do and that you know how to do, or some rudimentary tasks that you can learn relatively quickly, while then you spend the rest of the time learning about the craft, learning about the more sophisticated elements that might just take years of practice and experience, right? That's what you're hoping to eventually get to. So how can you offset this? How can you go to work with these people when you know almost little to nothing? Well, you are able to do the basics, but maybe they don't need you to do the basics. They already have somebody doing it, right? So how do you still get your foot in the door when they're like, no, we're not hiring. We don't have space for anybody. Please call us back next year. How can you do this? Pretty simple, guys. You go work for them for free, right? You go work for them for free. And how you're like, this is ridiculous. So I can't go spend, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years working for somebody for free. And sure you can. Yes, you can. And it's all about how bad do you want it. Because if you're going to be willing, if you want to be around the best, you have to make a sacrifice. Because right now, you've already said to yourself, I don't have that much experience doing this, but I want to learn from the best. So what can I go do? You might ask them, well, I really want to learn from you, but, I'll work for you for free. And so at that point, you have all the leverage. So then you have to do what you have to do to cover your costs, right? Whatever that means, that you're going to go there for a month, you're going to go there for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 5 years, whatever the case may be. And then you do what you have to do. If you have to be if they're at their facility or at their office from 8 to 5 and you're just there for free all day, then you might go home and you might get some dinner, and then from 7 o'clock until 2 o'clock in the morning, you might go off and you have a job where you're waiting tables, or you're bartending, or you're doing something. You have an online business, or whatever the case may be, and you make your money in those extra hours. But you have to sacrifice out of the gate, and you have to decide and tell yourself, how bad do you want this? Because guys, I can promise you, if you want to get around the best in any industry, go do it for free. Because we've already said, I don't have those skill sets. Then what do you do when you get there? I'm going to go ahead. This could be another video. I'm going to give it to you right now because I've already wrote them down. All right. So you've got the position. You're going to go work for these people. And now what do you have to do? Well, you've already surrounded yourself with these people. So there's one thing you can control, and you can put in your best effort every single day. Put in your best effort and learn as much as you can. Keep learning. Never stop learning. Don't complain, because it was your decision to end up there, and you can leave whenever you want because your job doesn't depend on it. You're there for free, right? So you have all the leverage. You can make yourself an asset, become an integral part of their team, give selflessly so that you can keep learning. It is a selfish endeavor, right? You are there to progress your education, which is something no one can take from you. And while you're there, if you have to, you can up and leave at any time. So it actually is a pretty freeing thing, because then you have all the leverage, and you have to put in the work because you're sacrificing your time for that knowledge and experience, and then you might have to go work somewhere else. And then make yourself an asset and put yourself in all these positions. Take on the grunt work, do the things that no one else wants to do, and work harder than everybody else there. Before too long, you're gonna get noticed. You're gonna learn what you need to learn. Now, whether that opportunity turns into a job, maybe it doesn't, but maybe then now you have a connection to these people that now you can call mentors, and you've put in this effort, and these people see how bad you want it. You're willing to go in there and work with them for no exchange at all. Put in your blood, sweat, and tears, hopefully not, but you're pouring it all in there so that you can continually learn, because you recognize that what you have to offer, you can be of an asset to a certain level, but that's not where you want to stay. You want to reach that highest level. You want to keep surrounding yourself with high achievers, and now you're creating a network of people, because ultimately it's not always about what you know, it's about who you know. And if you're able to put in your best effort every day and keep surrounding yourself with a better network of people, then you will be able to keep building upon your resume. Your abilities, your skill sets will continue to grow even when you start and you know nothing, because we all come into this world and we're quote unquote a blank slate. We don't know anything, and we have to pick up these skills. We have to make sacrifices, and we can't be afraid to fall down. We have to keep putting ourselves back in these positions. So guys, if you have your eye on somebody and you don't have much experience with what they do, don't be afraid to go work for free, because you can make it work. That might mean that you have to work. Maybe you're going to go there full time, and you're like, you know what? I can't do the 8 to 5 and then 7 to 2 o'clock, right? Maybe that won't work for me. Well, maybe you might say, okay, well, I can come to you in 3 months and I'll work for you for 3 months. And so you have 3 months to get ready, and you make as much money as you can, and you keep saving, and then you end up using the money that you've saved to live for those 3 months that you've worked for that person. And then you say, okay, well, I've got to go back and I've got to make some more money, and then I'll be back in 3 months. And so you go make some more money, you save, and then you go back and work for these people again. But guys, you can make it happen. It's a matter of how creative you're willing to be and how bad do you really want it. You know, honestly, the people that are at the top of their game that say, hey, listen, I just don't have a spot for you. I can't afford to pay you right now. They don't say that because they don't want you to be there. They say that because they can't, right? They're running a business that's based on margins. They have a team that's already in place, and you're trying to get into a spot that maybe doesn't exist. Or maybe you're trying to step into a role that you don't have the experience for. Then you have to be honest with yourself. What do you want in compensation for your time? And is that relative to the amount of skills you have, right? So if you're lacking in the skills department, you're going to be lacking in the compensation department for what they're going to compensate you for. You know, if you have $5 an hour skills, you get $5 an hour pay. But if you have $25 an hour skills, you might get $25 an hour pay, right? So when you're going in and you're wanting to further your learning, you want to get better and better, then you have to realize that, you know, your skill set's here and your compensation expectations have to be here. And a lot of times to get the leverage, you take away that compensation and say, I'll do this. I'll put in the time and effort for free. You don't have to pay me a thing. I'll be here every single day early before the people that you pay to be here. And I'm going to give it everything I've got. And guys, that is how you can get into the barn, into the arena, into the lab, into the office with some of the best people in any industry, really. But we're talking about horses here, guys. So for our equestrian entrepreneurs, for our people that want to make it in the equestrian industry, this is not the romantic thing. I went to college. I've been fed the line of bullshit, to be honest with you, that they'll tell you what you're going to come out and what you're going to make. But guys, it's just a matter. Do you want the short-term money now? Do you want the short-term benefits now? Or are you on the route and you want to go and you're looking at higher settings? I'm not downplaying the fact that people want to come out and get a 9-to-5 job and they want to work that lifestyle. I am not downplaying that by any means, but you have to decide and hear what you really want, how bad you want it, and what you're willing to sacrifice to go get it. All right, guys, Colton Woods of Colton Woods Horsemanship. We hope this inspires you. We hope this helps you make some few things clear on your journey as you forge a career in the equestrian community, as you build your business, as you look at maybe bringing on somebody onto your team. But if you did find this any bit insightful or helpful, be sure to click the thumbs up button, to put comments down below. Let us know the questions you have, and we're going to keep bringing you guys valuable content based on real life experiences that we've gone through, we've done, we've helped, we've learned from other people, and that are tried and true tactics to help you succeed in the equestrian community. All right, guys, y'all take care here.